Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Friday, and Friday is of course request day, and this particular map was requested by Jelly Jar down in the comments. See, I do respond, and I read, and I respond sometimes maybe. This one went up for the Patreon vote, and the BonBon buddies have voted it in with a fairly substantial 50% of the vote, which, to be fair, is democracy in action. Right, so what else can I tell you? But this particular map would easily qualify to be a Throwback Thursday map. It's from way back in 2015, so expected to look a little bit dated, but it's actually not half bad. Alright, so don't run away straight away. Okay, it's Cantil Valley 1.1 by Giggly. Love your name, Giggly. It makes me all smiley. Love the thumbnail, by the way. Very nicely done, especially for an early thumbnail. There's your start square. We've got roads going in. No intersection as such, but roads going in. That's pretty much all we can ask for. And there's your resources centered on the 25 tiles. There's no oil because they didn't like the oil texture in what is a Boreal vanilla theme. And it's a vanilla map. There is no requirements whatsoever. It's designed with the 25 tiles in mind. And that's about it, really. And the big problem with this particular map, if you can call it a problem, are the roads. The roads are dated, and the bridges are not quite perfect. They're all right. The thing is, on a scale of 2015 to 2019 or 2018, we are now, aren't we? There we are. See, the roads here pretty poor. These are 2015 roads. These would have been very acceptable. Bit of jinky janky we missed there. These would have been very, very acceptable back in 2015. And for me, I'm not going to be too harsh on them because at the time, honestly, these were probably, they're all right. But today's standards, you'd expect a lot higher. So don't worry, Giggly, if you are watching this, yes, by today's standards, these are poor, but they're not awful, and they're workable, and they certainly are doing the job. Now, there's no stupid slopes on these. They're well workable. A little bit wider apart than I particularly would have liked them, but that's a personal preference, and I know a lot of you completely disagree with me, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. A little bit sharp on the highway to get onto the bridge there. Yeah, I want it sort of like curved a little bit more. And then down to what is the start square intersection. This isn't in the start square. It's clearly hand-drawn. It's very loose, but once again, actually, technically speaking, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just ugly and untidy. And this to be said about all the roads. Here's your start square. And we've got the highways causing into that V. First thing you'll be doing is deleting the V and basically extending your highways into wherever you want your start square to start flourishing. Okay, back over these bridges. These bridges are fine. Actually, I quite like those two bridges. I can give that, I think. And then if we head on over through the farmland and then under the rail, which we will look at in a moment, we will. And I think you already know. The regulars to the show will know what I'm going to say about that rail bridge. Don't you? Yes, you do. Yeah, and it's not going to be a perfect bridge, is it? No. Where were we? Yeah, running alongside of the coast. I think I would have liked them a little bit further away from the coast to encourage a little bit of coastal building along here. There's not much you can do along the coast here. It's kind of written off. Yes, we are probably out of the 25 tiles by now. We're certainly heading towards the fog. So, yeah, there probably wouldn't be much. Unfortunately, the bridges don't match, which is a shame. I would have liked them both to have been either suspension or just a regular bridge. But anyway, as we head off into the fog, we can now head off towards the rail. And the rail is, we've just gone literally up the bank a little bit here, heading back. We just looked at that road, we just saw there, you see that? Anyway, we're now heading inland, cutting through the mountains. And it's, once again, for an early rail, it's a little bit lumpy bumpy, and the slopes are, I mean, a little bit too steep, but a lot a bit too steep in places. But they're smooth. They're smooth like that, that's pretty smooth. So, considering its age, I think it's alright. It's okay. And I think a lot of you that want to play vanilla and don't really care too much about the detailing actually won't give a flying never mind. Okay, past all these lovely hedged fields, and if you need to free up some hedges, some trees, they do recommend that you should demolish these hedges. Now this bridge, yeah, it's up and down, and it should be smoother, especially down this side. It's very steep on this side, pretty damn steep, and then lumpy bumpy down to this bridge, which I like. This particular bridge I'm really quite keen on. Oh, look at it, it's a bridge. Okay, and then in and over and around, there's not really much to say apart from, well, you can see that the networks just need rebuilding. If you want to play with a vanilla map, maybe this is the one for you. And we'll be having a look at the terrain after the asset and theme break, and I'm sure you're going to like it. It's a little bit lumpy bumpy here. This is like a roller coaster along here. Very early days, and like I say, this is probably in the out of the 25 tiles, so probably no real consideration was put into this little bit here. So, anyways, anybody want to go to Assetville? Anybody? Well, I wouldn't want to disappoint you now, would I? Would I? No. Today's asset is by our star creator, FindBuild. Oh, FindBuild. FindBuild. I'm sticking with FindBuild until somebody corrects me. This is a nice little building. It's Palazzo Vecchio Town Hall. Sorry for my pronunciations. Loving the back of the building there. That's pretty nice. You can see how it was originally connected to a larger building, and I just love the way that's been done. Love the tower. I mean, I couldn't possibly use this in one of my builds. It doesn't work for me because it's, I don't know, a little bit too localized, I would think. That continental European kind of theme doesn't work for me, but you can't deny that is very nice. Palazzo Vecchio Town Hall by FindBuild. It's a fine build indeed. A fine build. And off to Themington Island for the Theme and LUT review. And we're still looking at this week Temperate Coast X by False Lucidity with the natural LUT. Now, I've not pre-read any of today's factoids, so these are going to be a surprise to me. So let's have a look. Jim Fix, oh, we all know this one. The guru of jogging dropped dead while out on a run. These things happen. Kangaroo meat is cholesterol free. Stock up on some kangaroo meat now. Yeah. When he felt ill, Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia used to eat a few pages from the Bible. Shortly before he died, he consumed the entire Book of Kings. I imagine he had some kind of indigestion problem. Eating God's words to make yourself feel better. I'm sure that worked. Anyway, it was very nice he had a copy of the Bible. Must have stopped off at a hotel and picked one up, I guess. Oh, Gideons, what do we do without you? Shipping routes. Well, there is one shipping route through Cantil Valley, and it's this one. And honestly, you can't fault that, can you? There's not much to say about it. Water flow. It's based very much on rivers running down from the mountains into the sea, which means this lake, which has a water source, will feed this river and drop down the waterfall and join up with that river, and it's clear that all the water will flow down these rivers and out to sea. Well, there's not much water movement out there, but it should be enough to pump out your sewage from your river system. The old vanilla rules apply. Now let's have a look. The build plane is not a huge build plane, but it's big enough. Especially in the old rules where we were playing with just 9 tiles from the 25. All these build areas, they're flat enough to build on. You've got lovely mountain backdrops to look up to, and they are very nice indeed. Yes, the whole map would look a lot better with a modern theme and LUT. I have decided to go with the realistic 1.2 LUT for this particular map. But as you can see, we have tiers, and each tier is buildable. Like this one's up in the mountains, and there's lots of these build planes where you can just get up to and get into. Like over there, if we head over to this mountain range here, we've got a couple of tiers up here that you can build onto as well. It's been nicely designed. The design is very nice indeed, and I think if this, let's say, had a new theme and LUT applied to it, it'd be a much better looking map. But of course the road and rail would probably still want to be fixed, and fixing it, well, that's going to take you a little while, depending on how much of a perfectionist you are with your roads and so forth. But overall I think this is actually not a bad map, and thank you very much for Jelly Jar for suggesting it. Aesthetically, I think with a new theme and LUTs, this is a 4-star map. I really do. At best, I can give it 3 as it is, but yeah, tweak with it. Put in something decent. And oh no, I'm going to let you choose your theme and LUT. I'm not going to make any suggestions. Detailing. Those roads and rail need a lot of fixing. Other than that, it's good for a vanilla map. But it still can't get more than 2 stars, I'm afraid. You've got to do a lot of work to fix it up. Gameplay potential. There's loads. Can't give it 5 stars because of the time that most people are going to want to spend fixing the roads and the rail. But I can give it 4, and that's what I'm going to do. 4 stars for gameplay potential. That's Cantil Valley 1.1 by Giggly. And that is actually quite nice, especially 2015. 2015, and maps like this, well-designed maps, have been, well, out and shared. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Don't forget to join me tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. And then Saturday, that is Saturday, yes, and then Sunday, I've got another Beginner's Guide video coming out as well. You're going to like that one. It's the Beginner's Guide to mods and assets and all that kind of stuff. We should start work on it, really. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.